Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I have the AOSON R103 tablet available for $100 on Amazon. Now, there's really nothing around this box. It's a very plain box except for the specs on the bottom. So the color I got is in front white, back gold. By the way, I want to mention that they sent this in for a review unit after I asked them, so I want to thank them for that. A 10.1-inch HD IPS display. Okay, I can live with that. An MTK 8163 quad-core processor, just like the Viking 2 had, but this time there's 2 gigs of RAM in this and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. So that's a huge step up. 2 gigs of RAM on a $100 tablet. 2 megapixel camera and a rear 5 megapixel camera, 6,000 milliamp hour battery, Android 6.0, there's GPS and Bluetooth 4.0 and USB OTG. Sounds really good so far, but let's see how it performs. Inside of the box you get the tablet itself, put that to the side. So you get a user manual and then an after sales service card just saying thanks. And then you get a kickstand too with it, that's pretty awesome. Then you have a micro USB cable and then a USB wall outlet to recharge the tablet. Alright, so the tablet itself, let me take the plastic off here. Oh yeah, just get to that plastic back there. It feels like looks like it would be made of like metal or something, but now it's just plastic. It kind of looks nice. And then on the side, it's also plastic. And then down here, it feels like it's different. I don't know, maybe there's a texture here or something, but it's still all plastic. And then you have 2 speakers on the bottom, then the rear 5 megapixel camera. On top, you can open this up to get to the micro SD card slot, headphone jack, a micro USB port, nothing on the side here, nothing on the bottom, a power button along with a volume keys, and then a reset button. So we're turning this on for the first time. And then a front 2 megapixel camera. So the screen here it might feel a little pixelated because I was used to using the Nextbook Aries 8A 8-inch screen with an HD IPS display. Now this doesn't get too bright, just like the Nextbook Aries. It's still relatively decent for indoors, just not outdoors. We're gonna keep it to the minimum brightness, and it gets pretty dim too. So let's try out the camera because I'm eager to see a 5 megapixel camera, how it performs. Okay, so it can take shots relatively quickly. You gotta have a steady hand though. And wow, this comes out really nice. Things are much more clear. You know, to take photos for notes on class or something, this is actually really good. Check out the front megapixel camera. So it comes out better than expected. It's still a poor image. It's not that great, but for, you know, Skype call or video calling, this would be acceptable. It's better than a lot of other tablets I've tried out. And that's a good thing. And there's not that much bloatware either. Okay, so we have about 25 gigs available out of the box. That's not bad. And we're running Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So I quickly also want to mention right at this moment that right now I checked the pricing and I contacted AOSON about what's going on. So if you go on Amazon right now or at a certain point, it might go up to $150 or $200. And the reason is because they're short on supply. So that's why they upped the price. So once they get more in stock, they'll lower it down to around $107, $108, wherever it was before. So we're checking out a video here on YouTube. You can set the quality to 720p because it is a 1280 by 800 resolution. In 2016, I made a video on my top 5 desk accessories for under $60. This year, I'm coming back with all new compact accessories, but this time they're going to be... So to me, it seems like there's only one speaker, even though there's 2 grills. So the speaker is located on the bottom. The top is just there if the bottom gets covered up. And so some sound will emit out here. I guess that's better than nothing, but yeah, the speaker is just horrible on this. The kickstand itself is just cheap plastic. It can be adjusted to different levels, and then you can just place it on here. Now, one thing is that the tablet isn't fully secured inside of it, but I guess it's holding up. So as long as it's holding up, I guess that's the main thing. There's no problem. I think it's good that they included one. It's better than nothing. So in the Antecube Benchmark, it gets a score of 32,000. It's actually one of the highest scores I've seen on around the $100 price point. This goes directly competing with the RCA Viking 2, which again I named was the best tablet. So it has an MT8163 processor, a Mali T720, so it's pretty much exactly like the RCA Viking 2. The only difference is that this has a 5 megapixel rear camera, which is actually decent, actually good for these cheap tablets compared to the other tablets. And then it also has 2 gigabytes of RAM, so the performance should be better, in my opinion. Actually, not a lot better, but it should be able to multitask more. If you guys want to see more benchmarks, I'll have a link down below where you can check them out. I have a subreddit called Budget Tablets. I'll probably post it on there. Browsing the web, it feels pretty smooth. No problems whatsoever. A little bit of a stuttering, like with that right there. I'm going to test all this out in the full review that I'll make later on. So the first game we have here is Subway Surfers, a free game. And it's handling everything really smoothly. I really don't notice much stuttering, actually no stuttering at all, except when I just put that skate on. But yeah, compared to the other tablets, you know, even though they were stuttering or it felt like it was slowing down at certain points, it was still playable. This is just really smooth. So the next game we have here is Fruit Ninja, and it's performing pretty much flawlessly, kind of expected. The only time I noticed a slowdown was in the main menu, but I've noticed that in a lot of the tablets I've tried. The actual gameplay is nice though, as you can see. Yeah, we're gonna have to try a little higher end game and see what happens. So the third game I was gonna try is Injustice 2. I actually played it once before recording it, and it worked. It was pretty slow. This time it actually crashed. It was like pretty lagging and everything. You can say it's playable for some people, but I think it just ruined the game performance, or it just ruined the game experience. So the next game we have here is Modern Combat 5, and boy is that slow. Just look at when the bomb explodes, it just gets really slow there at that point. Yeah, I mean, this is really laggy. I mean, I'm kind of, the only thing, if anything, it loads up. That's the only good part about it. But at the same time, it's not well suited to handle high-end games. But, you know, something like low-end to mid-tier games, this is actually doing pretty well in. Again, I want to do a full review. I'll test out more games, you know, like Bleach Brave Souls that I've downloaded, Roblox, and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see that, you know, be sure to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.